each and every part, and we have some what are the feature you want to implement, you can implement only that thing, and the remaining we can use it of who have implemented already. Okay, this was okay. Inside this inheritance we have like two type of, okay, inheritance, that is called as an easy A and has A. Okay, easy A is something like called as an inheritance, has A is something like we are going to having the object within our class itself. Okay, relation related class. Okay, and that is called as a loosely coupled nature. Mostly we'll see this type of implementation mostly has a relation only. When you are using this implementation, we'll see most of this has a relation. Okay, and when you are going to see any framework related classes means you will see this implementation, right, which is already implemented in the library classes, or it was implemented in the framework. Okay, you can see this type of easier relationship. When you are implementing, you will go and use this as a relationship mostly. Okay, and if you want to extend the class to, that means if you are extending the class within the subclass to superclass or something like parent to child, we are going to use the extends keyword. Okay, like this. Okay, this was a parent class, this was a child class. Okay, if you are going to use within the interfaces, then you are going to use the imply extends only, but when you are working with the class with interface, then you need to use the implements. Okay, where is this one? Yeah, like this we need to implement. This was in class, right? If you are going to extending this interface into the class means you need to go use of implement, but within the interfaces means if you are going to use, you can go with the extends. For the class to class also extends, but interface also extends, but class and interface means we need to use implements. What is the one more difference means if you are extending one class, okay, suppose example, okay, this was the address. Okay, and we have the student. Okay, these are the two classes, but I want to extend these two classes into in one class. Okay, suppose this was right, in the place of this I'm going to adding some, let it be there, I'm going to extending. Okay, extends student. Okay, I want to extend address also. Okay, this type of okay, we can extend only one class. Okay, this is something like we are going to see the compile time error. Okay, so that it will be achieved with the interfaces. Okay, here car is an interface and EAA is also interface. Okay, this will be allowed, but this is not allowed. Only one class we can extend. Okay, got it. And
Sir, this what I can understand, sir.
yeah, as of now you know, right, we can extend one class only, one interface only as of now. If you want to extend multiple things, okay, I want to extend this one as well as this one also, we can do that. We can add both the things, but when you go with the classes means we can only add only one class, we cannot add multiple classes. Okay, but for the interfaces we can add multiple, this will be allowed. Okay, for the
Sir.
class only we can add only one class, that is something like a rule. Okay,
Okay, sir.
that, so that most of the people will go with the interfaces only, so that interfaces are coming to the class, interfaces are passed. Okay, because it doesn't have any body, right, so that it will load past and it will be used. Okay, and today we'll see this extend system, right. Okay, today we'll see this object creation, and then after we'll go with the implementation part for the overloading and overriding. Okay, what is meant by that is, okay, what is meant by overloading and overriding? Okay, suppose here, okay, example, okay, class, okay, class, okay, home something like any test I can give one test. Okay, inside this method I have like few, or else I can give like login service. Okay, inside this login service I'm going to have like login method. Okay, okay, one I okay, this was one method, okay, which is going to be called. Okay, it is something like we can if the suppose some user is going to call this one and we are going to provide some default login. Okay, login information. Okay, and we can have the same method signature. Okay, okay, actually what happened, right, in Java you are not authorized to write the same methods in the same class. We can have like different classes, we can use the same methods, right? But if you are trying to use the same methods within the class, it will give a compile time interval, so that we can change these arguments. Okay, string username, yeah, string password. Okay, what is the difference between these two methods? The method names are same only, the return type also same only, but here it doesn't have any arguments, but here it has two arguments. Okay, if you want to call this method you can directly call the object reference dot login, but if you want to call this method you need to pass two arguments. Okay, while calling itself, right? Got it, right? Okay, that means we
Yes,
have
sir.
like different type of functionalities. Okay, okay, different type of functionality, right? Therefore we can have like different type of methods as well. Okay, here in the first login we are going to provide the default login information. Here I can say that the user logged information, the information. Here I can add one more parameter called as an string role. Okay, here I'm going to provide some other extra information, user with role, login information. Okay, this is something like what is overloading, saying that okay, I can have the same method signature, okay, but different arguments it need to be maintained. Okay, this we call as an overloaded methods. Okay, this is one method and this is other method, this is other method. Okay, for example we can see some in object class. Okay, example, I have this test class. You are able to see my screen, or should I increase the size of the screen? Okay, okay, here you can see, right, and I'm going to call one object obj. Okay, and I'm going to call some of the things in the obj. You can see, right, in the object class we have equals, get class, hash code, notify all to string, but we have wait method, three same methods only. Okay, what is this method? Wait is without argument. Wait, I want to wait for some time. Okay, that is something like when you go with the thread, so we can see this implementation work, how it is going to be used, the wait method. Okay, the wait means I want to wait some functionality, that means the process for some milliseconds, time out mills. Okay, we are going to process some. Okay, milliseconds, so that it will be hold for some time. Okay, here you can see, right, I want to pass a milliseconds as well as nanoseconds, right? Like this we call it as an overloaded method. Okay, got it, right? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is called as an overloading. Suppose one more thing, I'm going to say that there is an inheritance concept, right? And by default object class is inherited into our class. Whatever you are going to create, it will be inherited. Okay, example, the test is a reference. Okay, I'm going to call like test dot, you can see, right, I have not added any of this method in my class, but I'm able to see these methods. Okay, the clone equals finally get class. Okay, these are inherited. Are you with me, right?
Sir.
This is called as inheritance. Now what I will do means I will create one more class over here itself called as a demo. Okay, in the demo class I'm going to add some void run method. Okay, okay, and I'm going to extending this class. Extends, what is demo? Okay, it is allowed. Now you can see, right, when I click here you can find one more method called as a demo, right? It got inherited by default as an object. Classes are both inherited as well as it got inherited. Now I'm going to try to create an object of this, and I will see whether the object class methods are coming into this class or not. Just we see it. Okay, by default the object methods will be inherited for all the classes. Okay, whatever you are going to create, it will be by default it will get inherited. Okay, you can see it, demo, just a minute, here's the demo, and then after demo dot, you can see it, object related methods, I am able to see it. Okay, this is called as an inheritance. And just now we gone through one example, right? Okay, what is that one means? Suppose I am going to have in interface. Okay, how we can write interface, or something like this one. Okay, in this interface I'm going to write some method called as an print. Okay, now I'm going to extending this demo and these two. Okay, here I'm going to extend demo and implements. Yeah. Okay, this will be allowed, but why it is going to give an exception? Because this implementation is not there, so that when you are going to extending any interface, the class will strictly say that you need to provide the implementation for that method. So that here you can see it, how we can fix this error. Add unimplemented methods, because print is an unimplemented method, so it's going to add it. Any question on this? We are implementing, so that it was fine. Now I want to add one more class called run or something like this, called as demo 2, demo 1. Okay, this is also we called as a one class. Okay, and I have not added any method to this. Okay, but I want to extend this class. Okay, demo comma demo 1. Okay, for now I will comment this one. Okay, why it is giving an error over here?
Sir, two classes there, sir.
Yes, two classes, so that it will be not inherited. Sorry, to give the comma. Yeah, it will be not inherit. Okay, got it, right? When you are trying to extend two classes, it will be not inherited. I will remove this one. It was fine, but it was giving an overwrite error. That is fine. Okay, now it is fine, right? I try to add one more thing called as a demo 1. Demo 1, right? Okay, it is going to give the compatible error. Why? Because it is not allowing, but we'll try with for interface. Okay, I will create one more interface called as a BBB. And I will remove this. Okay, comma BB. Okay, it is working, right? You can, that's a thing what we can see, that implements we can add multiple interfaces, but we can add only one class. Got it, right? So that if you want to, therefore it is called as the interface is a fast compared to the class. Why? Because it is lightweight, okay, and it can be accessed very quickly.
Good, sir.
Got it, right?
Sir?
Yeah. Do you have any question on this?
Yes, sir. Actually, first we put interface AA, then we implemented AA, but that time error came, sir.
Yeah. Now
Uh,
here you cannot see any error because we have the same method over here itself in the BB. Suppose here is a print one I'm going to add. Okay. Here in the B I'm going to add print one. Okay. Now you will get an error over here. Why? Because in the BB interface you are not implementing the print one. So that we are getting the print one BB related implementation method as well as the A implementation method.
okay, sir.
Yeah. Got it, right? This one, this one. You are able to
Yes,
follow, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll go with overloading and overriding, right? You understand, right? What is overloading? Okay. Overloaded methods means suppose in the class in the demo itself, maybe, right? Okay, it was a run method, right? In the same run method, I'm going to write one more method, but it is not going to allow us. Okay.
We should include the extra arguments like
Yes,
that, sir.
exactly. Okay, so that I'm going to give as an int x. Okay, then it will treat like it was the same method name, but it has a different argument so that it is accepting. Okay, now I'm going to try to add the same thing. Okay, now it is not accepting. I'm going to add a string. Okay, this is a different method. Okay, we are going to have the same method name but different argument. This is called as a method overloading. Method overloading happen within the class only. Okay, are able to follow it?
Yes, sir.
But we are going to have like different type of arguments. Okay, this is what we call as a method overloading. What is meant by method overriding? Method overriding means, suppose, okay, this was a demo class, right? I can write like this, let it be. Demo class. Okay, here we have demo parent. Okay, demo child. It may be any names. Okay, for example, we put like this. In the demo parent, I have one method called as an login. Okay, are able to follow, right? I have one method called as a login. Okay, here also I have one more method called as a login. Okay, but here the inside this login I have like different implementation. I am okay, I'm going to verify the login related user information from DB. Okay, I'm going to verify user login information from DB. Okay, now in going forward I don't want to verify from the DB. I am going to have something like external services which is going to maintain the login information, and it is going to maintain separately. Why? Because when you are trying to log in, okay, in some application they are directly redirecting to the Google app. Okay, you can use the Google to sign up, or else you can use the Facebook credential to sign up. Okay, like this. I don't want to maintain within my database. Okay, this is something like I call as a version one. Okay, this was version 1.2. Okay, in the second, some of the machines are using this approach and some of the machines are using this approach as well. Okay, here I want to integrate the login services with some other third-party APIs. Are you able to follow?
Sir.
With other T systems. Okay, now you have the different logic to sign up over here, and we have the different logic to sign up over here as well. Okay, this is what we call as a, here we can see, right, same implementation. Okay, within the same method we have like same method name but different arguments. Here you can see, right, same method name and same arguments and same return type. Okay, when you are going to try to call this particular method, okay, it is not within this, and now we are going to do the extend. Okay, what we are going to do, extend, that means we are going to inheriting now, extend demo parent. Now we have like two type of implementation, but based on your, I'm going to write like one sys out over here will be, okay, I have links. If I want to create an object of this demo child, okay, then I am able to access of this method as well as this method also, right?
Sir, got it, sir.
Got it, right? I'm going to create like a demo child. Okay, obj equal to new demo child. Okay, now obj dot, if I'm going to call a new login service, where is this one, demo child? Yeah, we have like login. Okay, and where is one more login? Will give us a public so that we'll be able to see it. One login of demo. Okay. Try to get it by dramas. Okay. Okay, what is this means? I am verifying the user login with other third-party system. Okay, that means what is the? It is going to call this local related method. Okay, now I want to get the parent. Then I'm going to use this. Okay, just I'm running once. You can see it was still it was going through third-party system verification. Okay.
Sir, here new demo child is sir, sir.
Yeah, that is fine. If you are creating the object for the child means we can able to hold that object with this as well. That will be
Okay,
no
sir.
issue. But why it is not visible? It's going with the DB login user, but we'll try with the interface. Okay. Okay. It's hiding the method. Maybe the class is not public or what. Yeah, here now you can see it. Try to think how it was visible. Demo parent login. I'm going to give the child demo. Demo the child. Okay, here you can see, right, the object is created for the child, but I want to try to call the parent related method. Okay, so that the reference is going to be modified. Okay, like this, something like which is going to create a child object. Okay, or else we can use the child object. Okay, for calling of parent. Demo parent. Now we'll print this maybe one. The object is for child only, but we are waiting for this one. Was getting the same one. Okay. We'll see this in inheritance concept, which means object creation in the interface level.
Sir, a small doubt, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
What you didn't know, I can't understand, sir.
Yeah, that is some confusion. 1 minute, I will tell you. I will tell you with interfaces. Okay. Now here I have one car. Okay. Class car. The class car, I have one method called as an, or else I will make it as an interface. Okay, here I am going to give start. Okay, start method. Sorry, interface doesn't accept this. The problem. Okay, this is start method. Okay, I'm going to extending this with the other classes called as an. I'm going to provide my own implementation like data car implements. Sorry, extends. Sorry, implements car. Okay, now I'm going to provide the implementation for what? Start method. Okay, what car I'm going to start here? Tata car is started. Okay, now I'm going to create one more class with for the same implementation. Okay, BMW car. Okay, I'm going to use this BMW. Okay, now if I want to create object this car means how I'm going to create an object for this one. Okay, how I'm going to use it. Okay, like I can give car. Okay, car equal to Tata car. Okay, now if I want to call car dot start. Okay, then what it is going to start is going to execute Tata car, right? Based on the instance type, it is going to modifying. I'm not going to modifying this reference, but I'm going to modifying the instances. Car means it is going to executing this BMW car. That means I'm going to having the whenever you are going to call this one, okay, it's going to call this and it is going to based on the object creation, it is going to call appropriate implementation part. Okay, are you clear? Any question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have one switch case, right? We can use here the switch case implementation over here. Okay, switch. Okay, here the key is we can give like one string key. What type of car you want to add it? Okay, maybe Tata. Okay, and here in the value I can give like Tata. Okay, I'm going to add one more thing. Okay, and here I'm going to provide implementation review. I am going to call this object. Okay, so I'm going to create an object equal to new data. Okay, here what I'm going to do equal to new value car. Okay, okay, I'm going to finally I'm not creating any object. I'm going to need to call this start method. Dot start. Why it is not? Okay, I'm going to initialize with some null value.
Sir, I cannot understand switch case, sir.
Have we discussed this switch case or not?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Okay. Switch is something like if you want to like statement on if else conditions, right? We have the same way here we are going to write one case. Suppose if you are going to give one value over here, okay, it is checked with the cases. Okay, we can have multiple cases like sign. Okay, it will match the value with this whatever the input value you are going to pass in. There's a key. Okay, the key will be suppose Tata means it will match with this block means then it is going to execute the code within this. Okay, here we can have like block of code like this. Okay, like whenever it is going to match with this block, okay, it is going to execute this block of code. Okay, and it will break, that means it is going to come out of this one. Okay, there is a default means if you don't if this case is not matching any of this one, then we can execute this default. By default it will be executed. Okay, default case. Okay, this means based on the instance we know that it is going to this block case. Okay, okay, here we can see that this is one case. After completion of this case, we need to add one break. If you are not adding the break means it will execute line by line completely, so that it will be override the object which is created with this BMW case. Okay, are able to follow? Now I will test it. Then after
Sir, please elaborate about break, sir.
break.
Yes, sir.
What is meant by break? If you are suppose some loop is happening, I want to break. That means I want to stop that. I want to come out of that. Okay. Therefore, break is going to use. Suppose example, I will be write one statement over here also. They got to know Tata case. If you are writing one line means then no need of braces. If you are writing multiple lines means you need to have the braces even though it is working on. Okay. Okay. Now, for now, just I will execute this case. Then after we'll see this one. Okay. Run the Java application. Okay, you can see right. It was entered into the data because we have created the provided the value as a data, so that it was entering into the data case. Okay. And we are going to starting the data car based on the instance. It is going to call the start method in the below. Okay. Now what I am going to do? I am going to remove this break. Okay. Now I will run this logic once again. Now what happened, right? It was entered into the data case, then after it was entered into the BNW case, then after it is going to starting the BNW call, because at runtime it has been override the value of this one with the BNW car. Okay, so that it is going to be call this logic.
So if you override, the second will be having the higher priority, sir.
Yeah, it will be overloaded by line, because here we are going to give the break, right? So that it is going to come based on that it is going to breaking. Now you can see if I'm going to run means it will be printing this value as well as this value too, because there is no break, so that it will be executing line by line. You can see right, there is a default case also being executed. Okay, now what happened, right? Suppose I'm not matching with this data. Okay, I'm going to provide us some TTT. Okay, now what happened, right? It will not match with any of the case, so that it is not going to go through these statements, because it is checking this value whether the key is matching with this value or not. Okay, so that is going to with the default case. That means it is going to this default case, and we are going to get null pointer exception because no object has been created for this car dot start. Okay, are you clear? If I add this break means, okay, then when you're passing as an BMW, okay, if I'm running this, it will go through this BMW logic only case, and it is going to executing that logic only. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is about thing, and here you can see right, I'm not satisfied with the different implementation, so that I'm going to use this approach. Okay, having any question or not? Okay, try this example. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, try with this example, and try to extend different classes and create an object and try to access those internal methods.
Okay, sir. I have another note, sir.
Yes, yes, please.
um, that parent is equal to new child that class parent is equal to new child we put no sir.
So this one, okay.
Demo parent is object is equal to new demo child. Like that we put no sir. Actually I have a doubt in that sir.
Okay, okay. 1 minute, we will externalize all these classes. Okay, then we'll see this now. Because if we are having multiple, then it's pure not public classes, right? I think that was an issue with this, I think so. I'm going to create a class called as a parent itself. Class, okay, inside this parent class, I'm going to have one method called as a public. Let I say public void run method. Okay, I'm going to have one more class called as a child. Inside the child, I'm going to have the same logic where the parent is going to listen child. Okay, now I'm going to extending this parent, right? So child. Okay, I'm going with test. Now I'm going to have like main method. Inside the main method, okay, I'm going to create an object of child, which is equal to new child. Okay, now obj dot means we are able to see only the child run method. Okay, because it was an overridden method, so that we are able to access only this method. Okay, now I will try to change the object of this one. Okay, that will be running. Okay, okay, child method. Now I will make it as try to execute this same thing. Okay. In the case of this, I'm going to use as a parent. Parent. Okay, it is asking to cast. Okay, we have not discussed regarding the casting, right? Parent and parent. Okay.
Yes sir.
Parent means we are able to see the parent also. When you are working with the interfaces, then we are not going to changing this reference. Okay, so that it will be helpful. Okay, that means we are going to create the object and we are going to loading the same logic. Okay, there is something like we call as an inheritance concept, and this method need to be visible, but why it is not visible? Child parent. Now we are able to see this both the methods, child and parent. Why it is hiding? Okay, like this we can able to call it with the help of this parent object. Okay, we will go with the typecasting that I will tell you tomorrow. Okay,
Okay, sir.
yeah, but try with this example which I did right here. Use the switch case and try to execute the different type of add different type of objects and try it out.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay, but I will upload the video shortly. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.